Hello everyone, my name is Genghis John and welcome to Let's Play Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds. In this episode we are going to play the second mission of the Galactic Empire campaign, which you play through as Darth Vader, which is awesome because who doesn't want to play as Darth Vader, right? And the Galactic Empire campaign as a whole generally is just watching Vader run around and fucking wreck face of the rebels. It's great. This mission that I'm about to play, we just defeated the rebels on Yavin 4, where we got intel that they are attacking our primary food production facilities on the planet Reytha. And Vader is speeding off to stop the rebel incursions. Let's watch this opening cinematic.
How quickly the great General Dodonna collapsed under the overwhelming might of Lord Vader's rage. He should have realized there is nothing a single man can do to forestall the march of the Empire. In his final moments, the fool even let slip that the rebels intended to capture our food production centers on Reytha. Even now, Lord Vader travels there to restore peace and order.
Okay, so that was Mara Jade talking, actually. So the objectives of this mission basically make contact with our food production facilities that have been overrun by the rebels, get them back online, and destroy a rebel base. So this is a little bit of backstory on Reytha. It is an Imperial-controlled planet, or at least was, until recently. That lost funding due to the Death Star project, so the Imperial troops pulled out as the world was uncontested, which let the rebels easily sort of slide in and take control.
Lord Vader, thank you for responding so quickly to my call.
Why have you summoned me, Governor?
Gonna send the probe droids out first.
Activity has increased, and I think they are preparing to mount
There's some
an assault.
rebels.
Leave them to me.
Lord Vader, initial cobot scans show the rebels have taken over Reytha.
Very well. Let us wipe this scum from our planet.
So you can see a decent number of rebel troops. The probots are basically sort of scout units. I'm not sure how much different or better or worse they are than scout troopers. So there we've got the 501st Legion, and they're just going to follow Vader, who's going to pretty much take care of most of the rebels by himself. See him easily killing rebel soldiers just with a single swipe of his lightsaber. 600 health, 11 damage, pretty good armor as well. His health is regenerating, of course, as he is the hero of the Empire.
Under attack. We are being sieged by the rebels.
So that is one of the food production facilities under attack by the rebels.
We are under attack by rebel extremists intent on disrupting our operation. They're after one of our large Imperial food production facilities.
We shall crush all resistance. Leave them to me. They shall suffer for their arrogance.
Vader able to take care of these troops, no problem.
At once, you have a keen tactical mind. All too easy they will pay with their lives.
They've got some buildings up, really just prefab shelters and sentry posts. Nothing really militaristic. Saw some of those troops sort of lagging behind, but here we're going to rally everyone together.
I will deal with this personally. You are better defended than I foresaw.
Proceeding to the food production facility, we stumble upon a rebel base where they've got some turrets. we're going to end up returning to this area to finish the mission.
The enemy is mine.
And here we go. These troopers a little bit tougher, heavy troops as opposed to just recruits. Trying to mimic commando type forces. Most of the Imperial army just sort of lagging behind, which is fine. Vader can deal with most of this himself. There you see the rebels have already established a troop center. And Vader is just single-handedly wiping out the rebels. Killed a couple workers right there. We're going to check out the rest of this base. There you see some mechs. Some troopers. So the rebel infestation is fairly major. They have these advanced troops and these, military speeders. Good thing for the Empire that they have someone like Vader on their side. Those rebel mounted troopers riding on tauntauns. Generally, they attack buildings and mechs and can cause a lot of damage at close range. Vader just cornering that speeder, no big deal. Alright, so here's where the army/base building part of the game comes in a little bit. We've got to go down to the south of the map towards an abandoned Imperial base, establish a bigger army before attacking the main rebel force. Gonna take out that troop center so they don't spawn any troops after we've left. Vader, even with just 2 mounted troopers, are just devastating. Destroy that troop center with no problem. Here we are at the deactivated Imperial base. So we've got an ally, which is basically just a bunch of worker droids, and they fanatically build stuff. A lot of turrets, a lot of walls, defensive structures. We start off with a command center, a troop center, and basically some other resource gathering buildings, food processors, and Nova collection sites, carbon processing facilities, ore processing facilities. Just setting my workers to work here, collecting various resources. Unfortunately, I can't convert my ally troops to be my troops. That would be broken if you could do that. So my goal at this point is really to be able to research tech level 3, which is what I'm working on right now. Make my troops better with some different types of research. We have lots of food, which is good for some research. I'd also really like to make some mechs, some tanks. There you see the main rebel base getting a bit aggressive. They sent some mortar troops and some tanks. Vader's going to dispatch them, though. war centers offer a bunch of different technology for making your troops better.
Storehouse in the west has already been overrun by the rebels. Is there anything you can do to help us?
We must halt their raids on our supplies.
So once more, rebels are attacking a food production facility. We've got to go stop them. So as I was saying though, war centers are clutch for making your army well trained. You could take the, mass-produced approach, but you have to have a lot of buildings to do that. And quite simply in this game, if your troops aren't good enough, it really doesn't matter how many of them you have. Some of the research that you can invest in, well worth the cost. Especially anytime you can increase armor or health, basically, so things don't die as fast. And also increasing range is crucial, because there are some units in this game with an insane range, and you don't want them just standing there taking fire from an unseen enemy. You want them to be able to see what's shooting at them and get after it. Like those things. Those are rebel artilleries. And thankfully they're just hitting the gate right now when they could clearly just broach the fortress pretty easily. Two battles going on here. Here's our approach on the food production facility. We're going to go wipe them out.
Why do you disturb me? Too easy. They shall suffer for their error. Leave them to me. They will pay with their lives. You have a keen tactical mind. At once. At once.
Gonna have these workers build a turret next to the command center so that those artillery units can't get too close without being punished. I've only got the one mounted trooper, so it's going to take a bit more time to destroy buildings. Here, I'm wanting to make some mounted troopers who can get in close to destroy those rebel artillery pieces. Boom. Jabba's done. Returning to base. Researching an upgrade that's going to allow mechs to move faster. And we're going to send those mounted troopers after that rebel artillery. So the main rebel base being fairly aggressive. Researching some troop upgrades and gonna build some precursors to the AT-ST, the mech destroyers. If you've seen Star Wars Rebels, those particular walkers are featured in there. Just FYI. There I've got most everyone grouped up. That's basically our entire strike force. We're just waiting on those mechs to be built. Sending a power droid over near to the mech factory so that it operates a little faster. It's actually very cost effective to only build one power core and build a bunch of power droids, gonk droids, which are basically mobile. You can move them around. They're much cheaper than a power core. You can probably get about 4 power droids to 1 power core. The great thing is that you can make as many as you need. You can be much more versatile in your base building because you have a mobile power source instead of trying to build buildings around a stationary power source. Getting more workers just to collect mostly carbon faster. I'm already getting a lot of food from tributes from my allies, which is one of the perks of this level. Researching a tech that is going to allow buildings to see further, so my turrets gain a little bit more range. Are going to be able to see things coming a bit faster. And what are we researching now? We're trying to find some research that we can invest in to make our units stronger.
Weapons activated.
Looks like we are beginning our march towards the rebel base. While at home, we are still researching, trying to fight the war on the home front. We are intercepted by this rebel attack group. They're going to do some damage, particularly to our mounted troopers, which we need for attacking the turrets. Ultimately, this was not a devastating attack. It's simply going to delay it for a bit. Here they are again, trying to attack. We've got one ATST attacking a speeder, and you can see there pretty much was able to take it out by itself. There we've flanked these rebel troops who aren't really fighting back. They're just trying to get to our base. There we're making some replacement mounted troopers before we approach the main base. Here is the full attack squad, and I'm going to send Vader in with 5 mounted troopers to get in close to those turrets. I send Vader in first to draw aggression, as his points are recoverable, or rather regenerating. Turret can shoot at him, allowing the weaker mounted troopers to get in there unmolested. And with all of those units, that turret is going to go down lickety-split. Boom, like so. Going to hit the other one. And we're going to keep our ranged guys back a little bit. They're not there to attack the turret, but rather to attack any units, any troopers that might try to rush to the defense of the turrets. Which at this point, I don't actually think the rebels make any more troopers. Pretty sure that they're just low on the resources from the earlier attacks. We got a little bit close there. But we're going to send them right in to attack the main gate. 2 turrets this time, both shooting at Vader. In go the heavy mounted troopers. these turrets pretty much are the only thing standing in the way between us and ultimate victory. So there we go. We're going to send the mounted troopers one way, Vader the other. Try to prevent a crossfire. Get our ranged units in there to start wreaking havoc on the base. A little too close to the turrets, so they're taking some fire. You see one stormtrooper go down there. A second one goes down. And finally, we're gonna pull them away from that turret a bit so that they can proceed into the base unmolested. But here we can do pretty much whatever we want. We've got the ranged units over by the troop center and the mech center, so that should anything be produced and come out of that, we can gun them down immediately. Set Vader and the mounted troopers to aggressive stance so that they will just go seek out and destroy once they've destroyed the building that they're currently working on. The end goal, I believe, is to destroy the command center. But we want to make sure that the rebels have no military producing capability before we turn our attention to that. Turrets go down roughly at the same time. Here we go. Our melee troops attacking the command center. Ranged units making a mockery of the rebel workers' war center and troop center. Victory is assured at this point. So this campaign is pretty cool. There's one more mission that happens on Reytha. Definitely a sort of bigger scale battle against a massive rebel force. It's quite a lot of fun. You get not only ground units, but air units and sea units as well. The Imperial Navy, the boat navy, not the space navy. There's a level where you basically discover the AT-AT, and then the concludes with the Battle of Hoth.
Yes, Governor.
Lord Vader, I just received some terrible news.
Governor Belladar, my patience is wearing thin.
Indeed, Governor Belladar not making Vader happy, and when Vader's not happy, he gives throat hugs. So that is going to bring this mission to a conclusion, successful conclusion for the Empire.
The rebel presence on Reytha is indeed disturbing. No doubt the infection has spread far into the planet.
Boom, so that's 2 cents from Mara Jade there. Thanks for watching. This is really a great campaign. Lots of fun to just wreck face with Vader. He's seemingly unstoppable. If you like the video, please like the video. Consider subscribing to the channel. The next mission that we play will be from the Rebel campaign. Lots of fun there. Rebel's probably my favorite and most played faction, actually. This has been Genghis John, signing off. See you in the next video. Until then, may the Force be with you.